Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. I'm Pinky Webb. Last chance for aspiring senators to file their certificates of candidacy. Today is the final day of the filing period for those hoping to run in the 2019 midterm elections. Ahead of the deadline, more familiar faces went to the COMELEC main office, including political rivals and former detainees who want to make a Senate comeback. Our Joyce Ilas tells us more.
History does make some strange twists and turns. Who should turn up at the same time at the COMELEC headquarters to file their certificates of candidacy? But the daughter of the late strongman Ferdinand Marcos and the son and namesake of a late senator and fierce Marcos critic Jose Pepe Diokno. Ilocos Norte Governor Aimee Marcos and human rights lawyer Shell Diokno sat a few feet apart as COMELEC staff received their documents. But that moment might as well be frozen in time.
I think that the new generation, particularly the millennial generation so-called, are ready to hear our side of the story.
Parang ulit lang ang kasaysayan dahil nung panahon ng tatay ko, siyempre ang katapat niya, ang tatay niya. Ganun lang yun. Sa akin, let's bring it on and let's see what will happen.
Marcos is doing very well in the surveys, but the human rights lawyer and law school dean will have to fight hard to take his place in the Senate, where his late father used to loom large. But for today at least, it seemed the ghosts of a martial law past had descended upon the COMELEC, with the arrival of a candidate bearing the name Aquino. Bam Aquino, first cousin of former President Noynoy Aquino and a dead ringer for the late opposition leader Ninoy Aquino, hopes to make a comeback at the Senate.
Kailangan ho natin ng mga tao na tututol sa mga probisyon, sa mga batas na alam ho nating makakasama sa taong bayan.
Likewise, Erin Tañada joins Diokno and Aquino in the Liberal Party. He admits their fight in the opposition is going to be challenging, but he'll stand by the Tañada brand of politics.
Principled politics po at nakikinig sa taong bayan. Hindi takot lumaban, no, maski sabihin po natin nag-iisa para ipaglaban ang isang posisyon.
And as if there wasn't enough to remind us past, who should choose to run again for senator at the very ripe old age of 94? None other than Juan Ponce Enrile, martial law administrator, 1986 EDSA hero, alleged coup plotter, and Senate president. Except that he spent a year in detention after that for pork barrel cases. But the 94-year-old politician was a no-show, his lawyer filing a COC for him without any fanfare. Also making his comeback to politics and he spent time in detention with Enrile is former Senator Jinggoy Estrada. Jinggoy fares much better in the surveys than his incumbent senator brother JV.
Remember the first time when I ran for senator in 2004, I also had a pending plunder case. It did not affect me since obviously I won.
Of course, there is one other theme of the candidates who filed today, that they belong to political families that never seem to run out of contributions to the country's political life. There was a Cayetano, once a senator, now a congresswoman, but aiming to get back into the Senate. A women's rights advocate, but criticized for her silence over President Duterte's actions towards women.
He can defend himself. I am not his spokesperson. Look at my track record. I will continue to fight for women, for children, for healthcare, and for education.
And then Mar Rojas, the former administration presidential candidate who was defeated in 2016, now hopes to return to the Senate to fight alongside the opposition.
Hindi makakayanan ng kalooban ko na parang, ganyan na lang ba? No? Parang hindi pa tapos yung trabaho sa nation building. Diba? May tutulong ka ba?
Joyce Ilas, CNN Philippines.
Juan Ponce Enrile says he is physically fit to serve if he wins as senator. This is in response to comments about his health and his age. Enrile tells CNN Philippines he decided to run for the Senate to push discussions on federalism. He says there are gaps in the draft federal charter. He also has this message to his critics.
All I can tell the people who are saying this, raise all the issues. I am ready to answer them publicly. If you want to debate with me publicly about these things, I'm willing to engage you. I'm ready to face anybody on a debate on any issue regarding our country, its economy, its politics, its social condition, or on any issue involving the planet.
Okay. Sir, one more issue about you, yung inyong kaso po. What is the status right now?
I am innocent until I'm proven guilty, and I don't think they can prove that I'm guilty.
And really adds he is filing a new certificate of candidacy today because of an error on his form. His lawyers wrote businesswoman as his profession by mistake. In other news, Senate President Tito Soto has the highest satisfaction rating among key government officials in the latest social weather station survey. Data shows Soto maintained a very good net satisfaction rating with plus 55 points, slightly higher than his rating of plus 54 last quarter. The poll found that 68% of Filipinos are satisfied with his performance, while 13% are not. Other officials included in the survey were Vice President Leni Robredo, House Speaker Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, and former Chief Justice Teresita Leonardo de Castro. Vice President Robredo retained her good net satisfaction rating with plus 34 points, which is 2 points higher compared to the previous quarter. 57% of Filipinos said they are satisfied with her performance. The latest survey was conducted from September 15 to 23 with 1,500 respondents. We'll be taking a short break. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Please stay tuned. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. Joining us now from the Commission on Elections is our correspondent, Trisha Terada. Trisha?
Yes, Pinky, as you can see behind me, there's a sea of supporters for both Senator Sani Angara and Bong Revilla at my right. And, you know, they've been here before 7 a.m. and right now the heat is really, it's really scorching hot. And they have their own gimmicks on their own. Like, for example, the team of Senator Angara have their balloons with them. They're all wearing blue, while the team of Bong Revilla are wearing white, and they have their own streamers. Today, it's like a battle of streamers. The potential candidates, the senatorial aspirants, have their own big streamers, big posters parading here at the Palacio del Gobernador. Security is still very strict. They're following the Comelec House rules, where only 4 people or 4 supporters could go inside with the senatorial aspirant. But in the case of Bong Revilla, it's his wife, Lani Mercado-Revilla, who went inside to file for his COC. And at this moment, we're still waiting for Senator Sani Angara to arrive. It's his supporters who came in earlier than him, and we're expecting him to be here at around 9. But right now he's still not here. But the supporters are patiently waiting, and as you can see, the supporters are already swelling outside the Palacio del Gobernador. This is a far cry from what we had during the past days. Right now, we have 2 senatorial aspirants with overflowing supporters outside Palacio del Gobernador, whereas the past days, like for example yesterday, there were several senatorial aspirants with different supporters, and also of course with different gimmicks. Also earlier we saw actor Eddie Garcia showing his support also for Bong Revilla and party list. That's why he is inside. We've seen that trend. Some potential candidates brought in some actors and other personalities. Like for example, in the case of OFW Family Boy Club, they had Senator Manny Pacquiao to support them. In the case of Senator Grace Poe, she had her mother, Susan Roses, to go with her as she filed for her COC. A lot of things are happening here. It's very colorful here outside, Pinky. It's like a fiesta. It's a sea of colors, supporters, and there's really a festival of bands cheering the different potential senatorial candidates. Pinky?
I know, Trisha, as I can see behind you, it's a sea of people, a very festive atmosphere outside the Comelec main office. So right now they're still waiting for re-electionist Senator Sani Angara. I see the blue balloons behind you, like that's his color, right? And then I believe that Mayor Lani Mercado has already filed the certificate of candidacy for her husband, Senator Bong Revilla. So that will be the last day, right, Trisha? The last day of filing?
Yes, Pinky, this is the last day that those who plan to run for the midterm 2019 midterm elections could file their COCs. Pinky?
All right, thanks a lot for that, Trisha Terada reporting to us from outside the COMELEC office. Another former senator is joining the list of those aiming for a Senate comeback. Former Senator Ramon Bong Revilla Jr. is running in the 2019 midterm elections. His party is the Lakas CMD, and the party says that Revilla's integrity and honesty makes him a strong contender in the senatorial race. Revilla is still in detention for his alleged involvement in the pork barrel scam, and the Sandigan Bayan is set to come up with its decision soon. Let's go straight to the source of the story. Joining us now from the Commission on Elections office, we have Bacoor Mayor Lani Mercado, who filed for former Senator Bong Revilla's COC, or Certificate of Candidacy. Mayor, good morning to you, ma'am.
Yes, Pinky, magandang umaga sa iyo. Mabuhay po kayong lahat.
Mayor, ano ho bang nag-udyok? What was really, ano ho nag-udyok kay Senator Bong Revilla na muling tumakbo for Senator?
Alam nyo, wala talaga sa plano ni Senator Bong ang tumakbo. But a certain survey was presented to me, and I showed it to him, and he was on number 8. He was on the list as number 8 among the senators. Na-overwhelm po kami dahil wala naman po talaga kaming intentions na tumakbo. And then the party, his Lakas party, visited him in Camp Crame and encouraged him to run since sa lahat po ng surveys ay pumapasok po siya. He consulted his family, most especially his father, his supporters, and after contemplating and after praying about it, he finally decided that he will be running for the 2019 elections as senator.
Mayor, was there anyone in the family who opposed this decision of his? Yung parang sinabi siguro sa kanya na wag na lang sanang tumakbo.
Well, there are some members of the family who would like to spare him of the hurt because of what has happened. Some of them encouraged him to focus or wait for him to be for the decision of the courts to happen, which is dated supposedly before December 10. But since filing ends today, deep in his heart, he has decided that he will run. Sabi nga niya, ikinulong man ako pero hindi nila pwedeng ikulong ang diwa at ang pagmamahal niya para sa ating bayan.
And how do you guys feel, or even the senator, how does he feel that all three of them who were jailed, and of course they are out on bail now, JPE and of course Senator Jinggoy Estrada, ang nananatili na lang sa kulungan ni Senator Bong Revilla. How does it feel for him, or even for you as his wife, that all three of them are again taking a chance in the 2019 elections?
Alam nyo, this is a free country. Kahit sino naman po ay pwedeng tumakbo sa darating na halalan. Maaaring mahirap para sa amin dahil siya na lang po ang nasa loob ng kulungan. Pero we are waiting for the decisions of the courts. And it would take 90 days. So the end of the 90 days will be December 10. And hopefully, we are all praying that the decision will be in favor of Senator Bong, that he will soon be free, and he will be campaigning for his senatorial bid.
It either goes, either way, no, Mayor. Either he is rendered guilty or innocent. I wanted to ask you, Mayor, papaano ho if sabihin po ng Sandigan Bayan that he is guilty?
We have not thought about this particular instance yet. If that particular instance happens, then we shall decide. But so far, tuloy po ang laban ni Senator Bong Revilla.
Papaano ho ang kanyang pakiramdam 4 years incarcerated, Mayor?
Alam niyo po, kung ako man ang nasa lugar niya, malamang ako ay nagupo na. But so far, he is in high spirits. Masasabi po natin, merong mga pagkakataon siya ay malungkot, may mga pagkakataon siya ay masaya. But one thing is true. He misses everybody. His supporters misses him, and he is up and about and he's ready to fight.
You know, I remember, Mayor, sinabi po once ni Senator Jinggoy Estrada na medyo depressed si Senator Bong Revilla.
I'm sorry, somebody's talking behind me. Pakiulit po ulit, ma'am.
Sinabi po once ni Senator Jinggoy na depressed daw si Senator Bong Revilla.
Well, hindi niyo po maiaalis yan, lalo na nung lumabas siya. Lalo na nung lumabas si Senator Jinggoy. So far, 1 taon na po siyang wala. At napakahirap naman po talagang mag-isa po doon sa loob. Mas lalong naging stricto na bawal na lahat ng bisita. After 5 out na po talaga lahat. So iba syempre kapag ang kaibigan mo ay kasama mo. Pero ngayon mag-isa po siya. Pamilya na lang po ang pwedeng dumalaw sa kanya after 5. So, it is really a struggle for him. Napakahirap po. At di biro po ito dahil mahigit 4 na taon na po itong nangyayari. He celebrated his 5th birthday inside. Imagine niyo hindi pa siya nakahatulan. Parang ang pakiramdam niya sentensyado na po siya sa kasong ito.
Ano ho ang maipagmamalaki ni Senator Bong while he was serving in the Senate?
Well, nung 2004, may pagmamalaki ko lamang po, naging number 2 ang kanyang place bilang senador at nung tumakbo po siya ng 2010, nag-number 1 pa po siya. At hindi po naman nasayang po ang mga boto ng mga mamamayang Pilipino. He has filed several bills and 600 plus bills have been signed into law. Hindi po nagpabaya si Senator Bong. Nandyan po yung helmet bill na isang batas na na ginagawa na po ngayon, pinapatupad na natin ngayon. Nandito rin po at pinakikinabangan din po natin yung anti-voyeurism bill law na isa rin po sa mga ipinasa niya. Nandyan din po yung pakinabang din ng movie industry sa pagpapababa rin po niya ng amusement taxes para mas lalo pang gumanda ang takbuhan ng pelikulang Pilipino. So ilan lamang po yan sa mga naisabatas niya. And aside from that, marami po sa mga probinsya natin ang nakinabang sa pagpapatupad niya o pagsasabatas niya na maging national roads ang marami sa ating pong mga kalsada para maponduhan ng national government nung siya po ay chairman ng Committee on Public Works and Highways sa Senado.
Mayor, ano ho ang kanyang magiging focus or platform sakaling manalo po siya?
Well, ipagpapatuloy po niya yung kanyang mga programa pagdating po sa kalusugan. Ito yung mga medical assistance programs. Nandyan din po yung pagbibigay po ng scholarship sa ating pong mga kabataan. Nandyan din po yung mga kailangan pa natin na action pagdating po sa rescue, sa mga panahon na meron po mga disasters. Nandyan din po yung gusto niyang bumalik sa basics ang ating po mga mamamayan bilang sagot sa inflation. Kailangan pong pagyabungin pa natin ang mga programang agrikultura. Tingnan po natin ang mga proyekto rin ng DPWH pagdating po sa mga road right of ways at expropriations para mas maraming kalsada ang magawa dahil po para ito maging solusyon sa ating pong problema sa trapiko at ganun din pong susuportahan niya ang mga programa na may kinalaman po sa transportasyon, sa modernong transportasyon dito po sa ating pong bansa. And of course, hindi niya titigilan din na mapataas din po ang sweldo ng mga mamamayang Pilipino dahil po sa inflation na nagaganap po sa ating bansa ngayon.
What is the evaluation of Senator Bong Revilla sa administration po ni President Rodrigo Duterte?
Siya po ay isa sa mga naniniwala kay Presidente Digong Duterte dahil lalong-lalo na sa pakikipaglaban po niya sa ipinagbabawal na gamot. If you would recall, when he was Vice Governor, he was the head of the Cavite Multi-Agency Anti-Drug Abuse Council at talagang nakipaglaban po siya sa ipinagbabawal na gamot. Vice-Gobernador pa siya. He was awarded the Medal of Valor by the International Narcotics Association. And makikita po niya talagang passionate din po kung gaano ka-passionate ang ating mahal na Pangulo sa laban na ito. Ganon din po ang kanyang passion pagdating po sa pakikipaglaban sa ipinagbabawal na gamot.
Mayor, isang tanong na lang. Si Senator Bong ba, is he monitoring the current issues habang siya po ay nakakulong? And if so, para ho ba sa kanya, ano ho ba ang kanyang pakiramdam sa patuloy na pagtaas ng presyo ng bilihin as you were mentioning a while ago, inflation?
Well, so far, sunod-sunod po kasi ang nagaganap na pagtaas ng presyo. Yes, he is informed. He reads the newspapers daily inside the Camp Crame Custodial Center. There are some questions that I couldn't answer kasi mas maganda kung siya mismo ang makakausap nyo. And hopefully that time will come pag siya ay nakalabas na.
Okay, maraming salamat po sa inyo, Mayor Lani Mercado-Revilla. Ma'am, thank you.
Marami pong salamat. Mabuhay po kayo.
This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Coming up, a Viking ship in Norway was discovered. What's the secret that lie within it? That's for today's In Focus.